Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nuhazira binti Hassan, and I'm going to talk about element of recruitment strategy that has been break down into 6 key of element. So what are the 6 key element of strategy that we need to know before we recruit an employee? And as shown in the figure, we have 6 kind of key element that has been referred from Snell Morris, which are author for Managing Human Resource in 19th edition in 2023, which are: first is brand, second is focus, third is location, followed by method, and the fifth one is timing, and the sixth is decision. So we will discuss one by one of these key of element in the next slide. So the first key element is branding. Why this key point is the most important thing? This is because it is reflect of the question itself, which are: why does someone want to work with us? And as employer branding, this is help to shape the general perception towards company, such as value, practice, and culture. You guys must be thinking and wondering, why is branding is important towards the recruitment process? Let me explain. At the first point, boosting the number of qualified candidates application. This is because as a company with solid reputation, it helps to attract more qualified and talented candidates toward the opening job. Move to the second point, which are reducing cost per hire. Once you already attract qualified and talented candidates, it can help us as a company, as an employer, to reduce cost of advertisement because we already reach towards the potential and qualified candidates. And thirdly, improving employee retention. The company can achieve organic word of mouth marketing and quality referral with employees who are actually the ambassador of the company. For example, Petronas Malaysia. Lots of fresh candidates, even the veteran candidates, employee look up to have and be part of the brand family. And this is proven that the contribution aspect of branding in recruitment are needed and play a huge role in the first step. Move to the second point is focus. In this step, we need to identify 2 major questions, which are: what position and key source is important in recruiting? And from this scope, we need to step back and look to the previous chapter, which are job analysis, that has been divided into 2, job description and job specification. While in job description, help me to focus in which position and what are the duties we want to hire. While in job specification, key source are applied, and these acronyms stand for K, knowledge, S, skill, A, ability, and O, other attribution. And once we have already fulfilled this question, we will stay on track and focus in recruitment process and move to the next element. Location. As the key element head title, where do we need the talent? Either we want to recruit the overseas or local recruiters. Besides, where do we want them to be? Either at the warehouse or in the in-store. So this kind of question really helps us as employer to recruit the new employee during the recruitment process. And it is help us to have a clear mindset and goals regards the location key of element. So now we are at the 4th key element of recruiting process, which are method. Source of finding talent. Finding talent can be done by 2 steps, which are external and internal recruiting method, which are as a general external method which involve output resources who are not from the company itself, and internal method are vice versa, which involve internal employee who are from the company itself. And this topic will be discovered and will be explained more further from my team member, which are Miss Fatin. But wait, before I pass to Miss Fatin to the next slide, I would like to explain 2 more key elements of recruiting process, which are timing, and the last one is decision. So why timing are important in recruiting process? In order to recruit employee, we need to focus the timeline first. Therefore, lot of things can be prepared from our side as human resource department, vice versa with the future employee. This can be breakdown into 3 items. So the first one, plan and start early. Begin our recruitment process as early as possible, so we have enough time to evaluate candidate carefully. Waiting until the last minute can lead rush decision and miss opportunity. Move to the second, set clear timeline. Set clear timeline for each stage of recruitment process and communicate them with candidates. So this will help us to manage expectation and ensure everyone is on the same page. And the most importantly, keep candidates informed. Please thought out of the process, so they know what to expect and feel engaged. This also will help you and us to maintain a positive candidate experience even if you ultimately decide not to hire them. And now, we are at the last key element of recruiting process, which are decision. And we are wondering, who is the responsible one who can make the decision making? The best candidate is then chosen and given an offer. Usually, the hiring manager makes the final decision. It may also involve input from the manager and the colleague.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurfatisha Zawani binti Mazlan, and I will explain about the internal and external recruitment method. Internal recruitment method means filling a vacancy with existing employee. Meanwhile, external recruitment means filling a job vacancy with employee from the outside of the company. Internal recruiting method for promotion. It's occur when you move someone within your company from one position to another, generally from a lower level job to the higher level job. For example, like assistant manager to manager. Next is internal transfer. And internal transfer takes an employee from one part of the company and transplant them into the open vacancy. For example, like mostly the company use this method when they open another office and need someone who knows about the company objectives and culture. So for this slide, I will explain about the external recruiting method. So there is five method. First is company website. Candidates typically visit a business web page to learn more about the company. So having a career page where the candidates can apply directly may increase the chances of hiring the top professional. So next is career event. This event bring together candidates and employers of common interests. So attending a job fair is a great way to find the top candidates while showcasing the company, and this can be either online or in a person career fair. So next is social media such as LinkedIn or Facebook or JobStreet are excellent places to post the job ads and find the next top candidates, because this platform allow to find and connect with skilled professional in the industry. So next is referral programs. This encourage people to spread the words about the job opening among their friends. So referral programs offer a cash bonus or the incentive of existing employee who can find and bring somebody new into the organization. So for the last is recruitment agency. This agency specializes in sourcing premium candidates for high-level executive roles, highly skilled and technical position, and any other important roles.
So hi everyone, I will continue this presentation in the topic of steps in career management process. So before that, what are career management? It is a process of planning an employee's progress towards a professional goal and then acting on those plans through a variety of methods. So there are several entities that involve in career management, including the employee, the manager, the team or leader, and of course the organization itself. So there are four steps in career management process. For the first one is the goal, which match individual and organizational needs. The second one will be identify career opportunities and requirements. For the third one is gauging employee potential. And the last one, the fourth steps, is institute career development initiatives. So I will elaborate more on these steps in our next slide. Okay, so for the first step is the goal, which means to match the needs of the organization to the needs of employees. So a career development program should be viewed as a dynamic process that matches these needs between organization and employees. So as you can see from the figure, it is actually blending the needs of individual employees with the needs of their organizations. You can see like they are actually depending on each other, where the strategic needs for organizations such as current competencies, future competencies, market changes, innovation growth, downsizing, and for the operational needs is like employee turnover, absenteeism, recruiting, outsourcing, and productivity. So it actually matches with individual needs such as their personal need like age or family concerns, the ability to relocate, and their professional needs, which of course career stage, education and training, promotion aspirations, performance, and the current career path. Okay, so for the second step is to identify career opportunities and requirements. So how to identify the opportunities and requirement? Managers have to continually analyze the competencies required for jobs, progression among related jobs, supply of ready talent available to fill those jobs. Okay, so basically job progression which means a hierarchy of jobs ranging from starting jobs to jobs that are require more knowledge or skills. Okay, so actually job progression is served as a basis for developing career path. As we know that career advancement can move along via promotions, transfers, demotions, and exits. So what is promotion? Promotion is a change to a job at a higher level. Next, we have transfer, which a staff or employee placement is another job for which the duties, responsibilities, status, and pay and the benefits are equal to those of a previous job. So it is actually similar. It's just they use the word transfer for an employee to have a placement in another job which actually have the duties and responsibilities the same as the previous one. Okay, so we have demotion. Demotion is a downward transfer that moves an individual into a lower level job. Okay, so I will now talk about career development initiatives, which will be organized by an organization for their employees. Career development. Okay, so usually they will organize like these programs for their employees, such as career counseling, mentoring programs, and tuition assistance programs. So career counseling usually involves talking to employees about job activities, about their performance, their personal and career interests and goals, and also about their personal skills. So mentoring programs usually involve mentors and reverse mentoring. So mentors is the individuals who coach, advise, and encourage employees of a lesser rank, which reverse mentoring means younger employees mentor older employees and executives about social media, technology, and trends. As we knew that younger and newer employees now is very updated to the technologies and about social media. So the next one is tuition assistance programs, which corporations often offer their employees tuition assistance to help them further their careers if they take courses related to the firm's businesses. Okay, as you can see from the diagram, I would like to highlight about the career development initiatives of career plateaus. So what is career plateaus? Career plateaus is a situation in which for either organization or personal reasons, the probability of moving up the career ladder is very low. Okay, so there are three types of plateaus. The first one is structural plateaus, which marks the end of promotions. The next one will be the content plateau. It usually occurs when a person has learned a job too well and is bored with day-to-day activities. And the last one is life plateaus, which is more profound and may feel like a midlife crisis.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Habibah binti Muhammad Ayub, and today I will present about the selection in human resource management. What is selection? First thing first, you have to know that once you have developed your recruitment plan, recruited people, and now have a plenty of people to choose from, you can begin your selection process. So the selection process refers to involve in choosing people or recruit people who are qualified or qualification to fill the current job openings. Usually, the managers and the supervisor will be ultimately responsible for hiring the individual, but the role of human resource in this matter. The time for all involved in the hiring process, such as to review resumes, weight the applications, and interview the best candidates, it takes away time and costs so much money that the other people could use that money to spend to the other activities. So in fact, in the US Department of Labor and Statistics estimates the combined direct and indirect to hiring one candidate costs $40,000. Because of the high cost, it is important to hire the right person from the selection process at the beginning. Okay, now we will move to the steps in the selection process. Okay, first is hiring decision. Second is the medical test, and move to the pre-employment test. And the next one is a background check. And don't forget to go to interview, complete your application, and submission of your resume. So there is 7 steps in the selection process. So now we move to the initial screening method. So what's that? So before you interview the applicant for a job, you want to screen out the people, the applicant who aren't qualified to fulfill the job, to save time and money. There is 4 methods that you have to know. This is cover letters and resume, internet check, the application forms, and the last one is phone and video screening, for methods that used by the interviewer before they accept the applicant. Okay, first selection process is application. So, what is application? Sometimes seen as a receive from the hiring team side. Because of what? Because they just have to wait for the applicant to respond to their job ad. However, did you know what? However, the application can and should be as a selection tools. It's helping you to sort the candidates who is qualified and unqualified. So, the application process usually involves the resumes and the cover letter. These are often used by the recruiter and the applicant tracking system, which is ATS, to as an initial screenings. So, before you start to apply at any job, make sure your resume is up to date with your letter skills and tailor with job that you want. Now we move to resume. So, what is resume? A resume is a document, is a formal document that the job applicant ensure their skills, they itemize their qualification on the job they wanted. Sometimes a resume comes with cover letter that customize their qualifications, they are interested in the job they wanted. So we'll move to the type of resume. As what I've learned, there is 2 types of resume. First is video resume, and the second one is cover letters and resumes. Okay, the video resumes. The video resumes is a short video clip that highlight the applicant's knowledge, skills, and in this video resume, you will improve their communication skills because the recruiter will see how confident they are when they are doing their video resumes, how their communication skills, something like that. And move to the cover letters. Cover letters mostly they are used to highlight the position they want and demand and the salary that they wanted. And so cover letter also show your well writing communication skills also. So you can see that in video resume you show your communication skills, and for the cover letters you show your writing skills. So there is a benefit in these 2 types of resumes. So if you know how to design or customize your cover letter to more interesting, it is more genuine for a recruiter to hiring you to go to the selection interview process. Now we will move to the interview process. What is interview? So a job interview is a selection process used by organization or company to help determine the job or the job candidate or the applicants have the necessary knowledge, the skills, and the ability to do the job that they offer. It may also be used for company to see if the applicant fit with the company in the POV of a culture and the value. Yes. Now we move to the methods of administering interview. Okay, there's 2 types of methods. First is a videos and phone interview, and the second one is computer administering interview. Okay, in the videos and phone interview is usually conducted by web. Okay, it is easier for interview when they are out of states in different area. You can expand the pool. It is there for us. And the other one is computer administrative interview. Okay, computer also via computer. Okay, the difference is the video is conducted via the web, and the computer is via computer. This is conducted by the firms such as facilities, kiosks, online, or phones. Usually, the computer administering interview, they are usually need a gift such as question you have to answer. The weakness using the methods of administering interview is recruiter can ask the follow-up question. So we will move to the types of interview. As what I've learned, there is six of types of interview. Is non-direct interview. Second is panel interview. The third is sequential interview. The fourth one is the structure interview. The situational. I'll move to the situational interview, and the last one is behavioral description interview. Okay, first is non-directive interview. Okay, non-directive interview is a data collection methods that relies on asking participant or applicant question for that topic. And this interview does not influence any remarks on the interview. Yes. The second one is the structured interview. Okay, the structured interview is a set of data, is a set of format of interviewer asking the interviewee the question that has a set of question and answer. Okay, the third one is situational interview. This situational interview similar to the behavioral interview, which is they will give the situation on the future, then you will give the answer on what happening in the future. Something like what you want to be in the 5 next years, what you can do in this company in the 5 next years, what skills can you give in this company in the 5 next years, something like that. Okay, so the fourth one is a behavioral description interviewer. So what is the behavioral description interviewer, right? This is a technique that assesses candidates' ability to meet the job requirement based on their previous job. Is it meet their requirements as what they wanted in the interview? That's a typical behavioral description interview. We'll move to the fifth one, which is the sequential interview. Okay, sequential interview is a typical interview that one-to-one format, and sometimes this interview can take like a day or a month, because there is like a phase of you to interview. Job interview consists mostly like multiple round in the session, maybe like 2 or 3 sessions, depending on the job role and the company policy. And mostly the sequential interview are used by the government, because it can take like a day or even a month, because there is like a lot of phase and session. Okay, last but not least, we will move to the last the types of interview is a panel interview. Involve 2 or more people to interview you at the same time. Sometimes in this interview, they will include the potential supervisors or even the managers, team members, HR specialists, and the other decision maker from company for you to qualify in this applicant in this job opening.
Hi, my name is Carolina, and I will touch about last 4 step in selection process. So first of all, I will touch about reference and background check. Reference check. Organization check the reference of employees in several ways. Phone check, former employer. Prior to checking candidate reference, the candidate must complete forms permitting information to be solicited from former employer. Negligent hiring, the failure of an organization to conduct due diligence and find out if a candidate it hired had a history of harming people. Prior to hiring, firm must seek applicants' explicit and conspicuous written consents. If the information found is going to be used to reject an applicant employment, they must be informed. They also need to be provided with a copy of the reports. Okay, next step is pre-employment test. It is an objective and standardized test that evaluate a person's knowledge, skill, ability, and other qualities in comparison to others. For pre-employment test, the negative aspect, they open the door to legal challenges for applicants who say they were subject to discriminatory testing. Okay, so now I'll be going into about type of tests. Job knowledge tests. Job knowledge tests are assessment designed to evaluate an individual understanding and knowledge related to a specific job or field. These tests are commonly used in employment selection process to assess the extent of a candidate expertise, qualifications for a particular role. So this is to evaluate individual knowledge or proficiency in the specific skill and subject matter relevant to the job for which they are being considered. So work sample tests are known as a skill test or performance test, are assessment that require candidates to perform tasks demonstrate specific job-related skill. These tests are designed to simulate actual job duties, providing employers with a realistic preview of a candidate abilities. So the purpose is to assess a candidate practical skill and capability of performing tasks directly related to a job which they are being considered. Assessment center test is a component of the assessment center method, a comprehensive evaluation approach used in the selection and development of employees, particularly for the managerial and leadership positions. So assessment center aim to assess individual competencies, behaviors, skills throughout a variety of exercise and simulations. So these assessment center tests are designed to evaluate the performance of individual in simulated work scenario, allowing the assessors to observe and measure a range of competencies relevant to managerial roles. Cognitive abilities are also known as intelligence test or aptitude test
are assessments designed to measure an individual's cognitive capability and the mental ability. These tests are widely used in employment settings to assess candidate potential to learn, solve problems, and adapt to a new situation. So the purpose of this is to evaluate an individual's general mental capacity and access to their cognitive skill, including reasoning, problem solving, memory, attention, and mathematical abilities. Okay, let's touch about biographical data test. It's an assessment that collects information about a person's life, experience, achievements, and personal history. This test aims to predict a candidate's future job performance by assessing the relevance of their past experience and behavior to the requirement of the job. And the purpose of this test is actually to evaluate an individual experience, achievements, and personal attributes in various life domains. So physical ability tests are designed to measure an individual's physical capabilities and fitness for a specific job or set of tasks. These tests are particularly relevant for positions that require physical strength, endurance, agility, or other specific physical attributes. So the purpose is to evaluate whether an individual possesses the necessary physical capability to perform the essential function of a particular job. Polygraph test is known as a lie detectors test and are controversial tools used to measure physiological responses believed to be associated with truthfulness or deceptions. Polygraph tests typically measure several physiological indicators, including heart rate, blood pressure, respiratory rate, and skin conductivity. And this purpose is to check or to verify the veracity of person responses, particularly in relation to specific questions or statements. Honesty and integrity tests are assessments designed to evaluate an individual's likelihood of engaging in dishonest ethical behavior. These tests aim to measure characteristics such as trustworthiness, reliability, and moral character. This primary purpose of honesty and integrity test is to assess an individual's propensity for honesty, ethical behavior, and integrity in work-related situations. Okay, so now I'll be touching about the next one is personality and interest inventories. 5 dimensions can summarize personality traits. First of all is openness to experience. Reflect the degree to which an individual is open-minded, curious, creative, and willing to explore new ideas and experience. The next one is conscientiousness. Is about a person who organized, reliable, responsibility, and goal-oriented. About extraversion is a reflect to extent which someone is outgoing, social, assertive, and enjoy being in the company of others. Agreeableness is about an individual is a cooperative, compassionate, trusting, and considerate of others. Neuroticism is about reflect emotional stability and the extent to which someone experiences negative emotion such as anxiety, irritability, and sadness. Next step is medical examination and drug test. Okay, so now I'll be explaining about medical examinations. A part of pre-employment screening process designed to assess a candidate's physical fitness and overall health in relation to specific job requirement. This purpose is to ensure that candidate physically capable of performing the essential function of the job safely and effectively. Next one, we will be doing drug test. Is to be detecting the presence of drug or their metabolism in a person's body. These tests are often used in employment setting to ensure safe and drug-free workplace. And the purpose of this is to identify individuals who may be using illegal drugs or misusing prescription medications. This is to maintain a safe work environment and prevent impaired job performance. Okay, now the last step is hiring decisions. Decision-making strategy. The strategy used to make personal decisions for one type of job will differ from those used to make decisions for other type of job. Decision-making strategy, there are two ways, clinical approach and statistical approach. A clinical approach typically refers to systematic and methodical ways of dealing issues and situations in a professional and analytical manner. This term is often used in the context of healthcare and medicine, where clinicians employ a structured approach to assess, diagnose, and treat patients. Statistical approach, identifying and weighting the most valid predictors. Using compensatory model, a high score in one area can make up for low score in another area. Multiple cut-off model, achievement of some minimal level, proficiency on all selected dimension. Multiple hurdle model, only applicant with the highest score go on SNAP. Final decisions. In a large company, recruiting decisions are ultimately made by managers or supervisors, who then notify HR and the candidate. HR verify employment information, schedule, pay, hours work, and a deadline for making a decision. The hiring get in touch with the internal candidate directly. It's crucial to make written offer to both internal and external candidate. Employees ought to let applicant know if they are not selected in the positions.
Now we already at the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys get the overview and the first idea of what is selection and recruiting process. Thank you for watching. Bye.